to discuss it.
But let's go ahead, discuss it.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that if Karl Rahner, who is the greatest theologian of the 20th century, could say that to me, and I am not telling a lie, I have his letter in German, of course. If that great theologian can say that, that means that there is no theological reason why women cannot be priests, isn't it? So, if I would say that, then I don't think that I would be theologically wrong. Okay, that's it.
What would the world be like with women priests? You
Oh,
think?
wow. I think the church would be more compassionate. I think so. And the church will be more inclusive.
The social consciousness of the church came about because of Vatican II. Let's talk about that. Close to 50 years ago.
Yes.
Please tell us what the impact was like for somebody like you.
Yeah, the one that really, well, of course, the Vatican II was a breakthrough. It was really, for me, the most important event in the 20th century. But
because it talked about...
because it opened the church to the world. Because noon kasi, okay, pumunta na lang tayo sa langit, yung ganon. Parang, this world is nothing. Parang, this is the domain of the devil, ganyan-kanya. Huwag mo nang pag-isipan ng world. Mag-isip ka na lang na palagi sa heaven. But what Vatican II did is to say, no, the world is sacred. The world is creation of God. And this is where you are going to work out your salvation. Diba? The world is the creation of God. How can the creation of God be from the devil or something like that? So what happened is that yung mga, and the group that is most influenced by the Vatican II are the nuns. Kung makikita mo yung buhay namin before and after,
yes.
Oh my God, it's like a difference between heaven and hell siguro. Hindi naman.
Night and day.
Night and day. Yung ganon. Kasi nakita namin doon na talagang we are there in order to, not for ourselves, not for our own sanctification, which nung araw, between me and God na lang. Kung ako'y pumunta sa langit, okay na. Never mind the rest of the world, yung parang ganon. Pero
so Vatican II changed that.
Vatican II said that we have to serve the people of the world. I mean, not only spiritually, but materially, if that is something that they needed. So, ang nangyari, na-open tayo sa service to people.
Lately, however, we've seen a pushback by the church of the gains of Vatican II, right? The most vivid example is what happened in the U.S., the Leadership Conference of Women Religious.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the umbrella organization for nuns in the U.S. Yes. They were sanctioned by the church for having, let me read what they wrote, certain radical feminist themes incompatible with the Catholic faith. Were they in fact talking about you?
No, I'm not an American now.
But what radical feminist themes has the church found incompatible?
I don't know. Ask them. All what I know that these women are doing in the United States, and they were the ones giving credibility to the church during the time when the priests were having all this sexual transgression that was really draining the credibility of the church. What were the nuns doing? They were there where the lepers are. They were there where the poor are. They are there where the migrant workers are. They were doing all this wonderful work of mercy towards all these needy people. And they did not. Now this is their sin. They did not make a distinction between gay, lesbians, and not gay lesbians. Bakit hindi ba sila tao, ang gays and lesbians? I mean, you mean to say you cannot minister to them because they are gays and lesbians? So, for these nuns, they did not care kung sino yung may kailangan. Then, nag-help sila doon. Pero ang interpretation doon na, kasi you are sanctioning the gays and the lesbians. Something like that.
That's why, the church seems to be at a fork on the road right now. Does it become one that is exclusive, more concerned with morals, or does it become one that's inclusive, like you were saying, dynamic, addresses the concerns we're faced with, poverty, spirituality,
and for me, that's morals. I mean, what is moral ba? Ang moral ba just 6th and 9th commandment? My good morality is the whole thing. The whole human conduct is morality. It's not only the 6th and 9th commandment. That is what I cannot understand. While pag sinabi mo morality, it's got to do with sex. Why? I mean, immorality is when you do not give correct wages to your workers. That is immoral. Di ba? Bakit lang yung kung may asawa, ganito, yun lang ang tinatawag na immorality. How about yung mga oppressors? Yung mga nag-exploit ng mga tao. Di ba? That is for me immoral. Yung corrupt na mga officials. Di ba? That is immoral.
will it take long before the Catholic Church, starts reflecting the true nature of its followers? I mean, are we going to have a pope, for example, in the future that's Asian or
Sana si
African?
Chito.
You think that would? How far are we away from that? You think?
well, Chito is now going to be a cardinal. So, that's already next step. Oy, Chito, wag mo ako ano yan.
I'd like you to read this part from the book. It says here.
What did I say?
In thinking of my own religious tradition.
I said, okay. In the book, I said, in thinking of my own religious traditions, I have learned to bring out the liberating aspects, I said that kanina, of Christianity, but I have also seen the necessity of denouncing the oppressive elements in it. The first task is relatively easy, but the second one is difficult, delicate, and can be threatening. One can hurt people's sensibilities or even step on the powers that be. That's true. For example, yun na nga, yung sinasabi kong sexual harassment. That is wrong. That is not only immoral, that is criminal. I was once interviewed about a priest who raped a 16-year-old girl. In-interview ako, sabi ko, alam mo, kung ang isang priest ay nagkaroon ng relationship sa isang adult woman, that is immoral, but it's not criminal. Okay? But when he rapes a child, that is not only immoral, that is criminal. He belongs in prison. Okay? Like that. So you do have to denounce that. Because that is wrong. That is criminal, not only immoral.
You've realized also that, your actions, we've been talking about your actions, if you realize later on, they're not enough, that you should have time for solitude and meditation.
Oh, definitely.
Please share with us your insight on this.
It's so funny because people have all these artificial, contradictions. Kung ikaw, like for example, when people knew that I was the chairperson of Gabriela, how can you be the chairperson of a feminist organization? Di ba madre ka? O ano ngayon? Sabi ko, may contradiction ba doon? Doon naman sa aming feminist group, nakikita na every Wednesday I go to a meditation center and I always tell them, let's meditate, yung ganun. Bakit nagme-meditate and contemplate ka pa? Feminista ka naman. So, ano ba? Meron bang yung contradiction yun? Wala naman eh. Diba? I mean, it's all a part of being a human being to act and to contemplate. In fact, one without the other is incomplete. Diba? So, you have to, your source of action, your source of caring for the world and caring for justice and all that, it's because you have really internalized, the values of Jesus. That Jesus was for the poor and Jesus had compassion on the poor. And therefore, if you call yourself even just a follower of Christ, then you should do what He is doing. Di ba?
In fact, you talk about contemplative spirituality. What for you is spirituality?
Well, for me, spirituality is the way you live life. And that you live life from that, well, I can tell you, because there are so many definitions of spirituality, I'll tell you mine. For me, the source of my energy and of my doing things na tinatawag nilang good for the people, which other people call activism, is from the deep conviction that God is within me, that Jesus is not only out there, but is the source of the, my goodness, not in ourselves, we have this source, a fountain of power, love, compassion. And it is from this source that comes out of you and makes you do good to other people. Diba? Yeah. And it is inexhaustible. And sa akin, what is so sad is that even if people knew, and many people don't know, that they have this inexhaustible source of power and strength in them, they never get the time to go deep in there to really bring it out. Diba? And there's the only way, one way, meditation. I really believe it. Otherwise, it's like, suppose you have a mine sa garden mo. Will you use a spoon or a what you call a spade? No, of course not. You get a drill to get to that. And
so
for me,
we must have to have that.
The drill for me is meditation. The moments of solitude, when you go deep into yourself, and encounter or just be present to that presence that is in you, and then you have access to this inexhaustible source of power, strength, and love that is within you, diba? So it's inexhaustible. So you can do anything actually.
Finally,
Finally,
if you could summarize your life, please.
Yes. Yeah, I would summarize it in a phrase which has been my companion for about 18 years, and it's that I find life as dancing with the playful consciousness of God. What does that mean? That it's not something heavy. It's not like I'm dragging my cross or something like that. It is dancing. Life is dancing. Playful consciousness of God means that God is not this stern, boring old man there, always looking for us to commit sin and drag us to hell. No, he's quite playful. I mean, this
So
God that is what?
the idea
All
is to
light.
dance with that God
Yes,
that is
to dance with that God who is
love.
creative, who is full of love and compassion, you know, and that you are so full of confidence that you are loved and therefore you can live in bliss. That's what I mean.
Sister Mary John, thank you very much for coming.
You're
Really
welcome.
enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.